The Monk and the Mountain. Once upon a time, there was a monk who lived in a small temple at the foot of a mountain. The monk was very content with his life. He had everything he needed, and he was surrounded by peace and tranquility. One day, a stranger came to the temple. The stranger was a businessman, and he was very successful. He had everything he could ever want in life, but he was not happy. He was always looking for something more. The businessman asked the monk how he could be happy. The monk said, "You need to get out of your comfort zone." The businessman didn't understand what the monk meant. He said, "I have everything I could ever want. Why would I want to leave my comfort zone?" The monk said, "Because your comfort zone is holding you back. You are not living your full potential." The businessman thought about what the monk said. He realized that the monk was right. He was not living his full potential. He was too afraid to take risks and step outside of his comfort zone. The businessman decided to leave the temple and go on a journey. He wanted to see the world and experience new things. He wanted to challenge himself and grow as a person. The businessman traveled for many years. He saw many amazing things and met many interesting people. He learned a lot about himself and the world. Eventually, the businessman returned to the temple. He was a different person than when he had left. He was more confident and more open to new experiences. He was also happier than he had ever been before. The businessman told the monk that he had finally understood what he meant by getting out of your comfort zone. He said, "I was so afraid to take risks and step outside of my comfort zone. But I'm glad I did. I learned so much about myself and the world. And I'm so much happier now." The monk smiled and said, "I'm glad you finally understand." The businessman stayed at the temple for a few more days, and then he continued on his journey. He was no longer afraid to take risks and step outside of his comfort zone. He knew that he could achieve anything he set his mind to. The moral of the story is that if you want to achieve your goals, you need to be willing to get out of your comfort zone. You need to challenge yourself and step outside of your familiar surroundings. This can be scary, but it is also the only way to grow and learn.